Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we're going to continue to talk about High Fidelity. That's right, High Fidelity, that wonderful, wonderful movie from the year 2000. Okay, it's a chick flick for guys. A chick flick for guys. That's why I love the movie so much. It deals with all the tropes that a typical rom-com or just like a romantic movie deals with, but it deals with it from a guy's point of view. The guy still acts like a guy throughout the entire fucking movie, okay? This is the kind of chick flick rom-com movie that guys are attracted to. Let me tell you something, okay? I know lots of guys that have watched this movie, and I've never met one that didn't like it. I never met one guy that didn't like, one straight guy, that didn't like the movie, okay? All right, because it's realistic. It goes there. It talks about the things that you don't see in movies. You just don't. And if you do, you always see it from a girl's point of view. You never see it from a guy's point of view. Okay, that makes this movie very rare, very exceptional. Okay, and ladies, if you want to understand men, this is like one of my top 3 movies that I tell all girls, all women. Hey, if you want to understand why guys do what they do, watch this movie. And there's 2 other movies you're going to watch. I'm going to reveal those now. I'm going to review those later. Okay. Yeah, this is one of the top 3 movies that you need to watch if you want to understand the way men think about relationships. There's a lot of movies where men think about solving crimes and how they think about, winning, drug wars, and military stuff, and fighting aliens and shit like that. Yeah, there's lots of guy movies like that. Okay, and fighting terrorists. Okay, but this is a guy movie that tells you what it's like to navigate relationships. Okay, which is usually a female-dominated genre, but this one is it's a man in charge here. It's a man. He's the main focus. Okay, and you get to see with a lot of the stuff that men have to go through in relationships with women. Okay, the kind of shit that women put us through, the things that we're afraid of, the things that we want, the things that that we don't want. It's all in there. It's all covered in there. Okay, so yes, if you understand how men relate to relationships, how they think about relationships, then this is definitely one of the movies to watch. Okay, because it goes to those places that most movies are not going to go. Not going to go there. Okay. Now I'm Diego. What I do is I give you a straight man's point of view. That's what I do here. Okay. Now once I'm done with this chick flicks for guys section, I'm going to go back to reviewing regular chick flicks. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go back there. Okay. and start tearing apart those chick flick destruction. I'm going back to that, and I'm going to be doing that until that piece of shit and Just Like Crap comes back on the air, because I know they're filming it right now. Okay, the Sex and the City fucking thing. Okay, the fucking turd that Sex and the City left in the fucking toilet and they didn't flush it. Instead, it's getting a second season. All right, yeah, I'm gonna have to review that piece of shit when it comes out. But until then, once I'm done with this chick flick for guys, I'm gonna go back to destroying your chick flicks. All right, I've already destroyed Sex and the City. Every fucking episode of Sex and the City, every single one, it's on this channel. Every single episode, and the movies. And that piece of shit show, and Just Like Crap. Yes, I did. I did that. Okay. I also destroyed the fucking Notebook, Pretty Woman, League of Their Own, Thelma and Louise, which was kind of fun because I'd never seen that movie before until I reviewed it. So yeah, and I got more coming. Yeah, I'm going after the big one, the big dogs first. Oh yeah, just wait till you see the next one I'm going to review. Holy shit, I'm going to destroy it. I will give you a hint though. It's a movie that more than likely, if you're watching this, it came out before you were born. It definitely came out before I was born. All right, that's the only hint I'm gonna give you here. But anyway, we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about High Fidelity, okay? A guy chick flick movie, okay? I give you a straight man's point of view, so I'm gonna tell you the truth, okay? I don't bullshit here. All right, so if you're easily offended, get the fuck out right now. Get the fuck out, really, seriously, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you what no chick flick movie's gonna tell you this shit, okay? No TV show's gonna tell you, because they're not allowed to. They're not allowed to. All right. And if I had like 100,000 subscribers or some shit, I guarantee YouTube would not allow me to fucking do what I'm doing. Because I'm so small, it means that they're not paying attention to me, okay? But if I was like in a bigger platform, like a Tim Pool or some shit, or a Joe Rogan, oh, you think they would let me say this shit? Fuck no, they would. You know why? Because it's the truth. I'd be in a fucking cell next to Andrew Tate. I would. But luckily, I'm not that big, all right? But I do this for fun because somebody needs to tell you the truth out there. Okay, there's so much bullshit on the media. There's so much bullshit in our entertainment. I'm a comic book guy, and even our comic books have been infected with this bullshit. Okay, that's why our comic book movies suck now. And I'm a lifelong comic book fan, so yeah, absolutely, okay. And this movie is it's a breath of fresh air because yes, there is some woke stuff in this movie, but not very. Just because Hollywood is just woke in general, okay. But it wasn't as bad back in 2000 the way it is now, okay. And this is a prime example. We just finished a scene here in my last review. We just finished a scene where our protagonist, Rob Gordon, played by John Cusack, he actually gets emasculated his ex-girlfriend's best friend, Liz, played by John Cusack's real life sister, Joan Cusack. Okay, and he actually turns around and fucking tells her off, you know? And you don't see that in a fucking movie anymore. You know, you always see women emasculating men. They're always berating men. You know, you see that all the fucking time. You even see that in the superhero movie. Look at fucking Captain Marvel and shit. I mean, she basically stole a guy's clothes and shit because he told her to smile. I mean, what the fuck? You know, because he's a man. You know, and that's bullshit. You know, here's this guy who's being emasculated, being fucking denigrated by this woman, and he turns around and he fucking gives her a piece of his mind. You know, and I thought that was unbelievable because you don't see that in a movie. You know, that's one of the reasons I love this movie so much. This movie plays by the guy's rules, okay? His ex-girlfriend, he finds out that his ex-girlfriend was cheating on him with the upstairs neighbor who moved out recently, and now she's living with him. And once he figures out, he starts having fantasies about beating the crap out of this fucking guy. Just beating the shit out of him. That is realistic. That's where our minds go. You know Chick-Flicks gonna go there? Are you crazy? Fuck no. You know, but this movie does. You know what? Because that's something a man would do. Or he would at least think. I know I've thought about it. You know, sometimes I've done it. Okay, but you know, mostly, yeah, I don't want to go to jail for shit like that. But yeah, I've been in situations where I had to fucking lay the slap down on a couple of fucking dudes. I have had to do it. Luckily, I'm a trained martial artist, but you know, still, you know, it's real. That part's realistic, okay? And that, you know, a guy with any sort of self-confidence, you know, if he feels that he's being treated unfairly, if he feels that he's being, you know, treated like shit, you know, for no reason, or for a reason that makes no fucking sense, you know, he's gonna say something about it. That's realistic. You're not gonna see that in a chick flick today. You're not gonna see a guy stand up for himself. You're not gonna see a guy talk back to a woman. Unless he's an asshole and he's a fucking evil motherfucker, you know. Unless he's one, you know, Latin. That's the only kind of guys that you're ever going to see that happen to. But you're never going to see a guy stick up for himself. No, absolutely not. No, you're not. But this movie did. Thank God this movie came out, but it was 23 years ago. But thank God this movie came out. At least we got some fucking evidence that there was a time where men used to stand up. They used to fucking stand up for themselves, for what they believe in, you know. And you don't really see that anymore. You don't fucking see that anymore at all. And that's sad. Hopefully it'll make a comeback, you know? That's another reason I'm doing this review anyway. So yeah, he stood up to her and he fucking told her, hey, listen, you know, if you want to talk shit about me, when I'm standing right here, you know, what do you expect me to do? You know, like, do you want me to fucking kill myself? You know, you want me to believe everything? I can either believe everything you're fucking saying about me and fucking kill myself, but that wouldn't be much of a life, would it? Okay, or I can reject what you're saying, apologize, you know, but I'm not gonna spend the rest of my fucking life apologizing for my mistakes, you know? Good, great fucking point. Absolutely. God, we need more of that. We need more of that, you know, for men and women. Jesus Christ, we need a hell of a lot more of that stuff, okay? And yeah, and then she tells him, oh, well, just to apologize the one time will do, you know, that kind of thing. So he apologizes to her, to Laura, okay, at her dad's funeral. Now, if you watch my movies, you know what happened, okay? Her dad died, so, you know, her mom actually wanted Rob to go to the funeral because she never told her husband that they had broken up, that their daughter had broken up with him. He never knew. He died thinking they were still together. So he showed up at the funeral. Of course, he's getting no respect from anybody. Everyone's treating him like shit, you know? So he leaves the funeral after he apologized to her. And Laura also leaves the house. And she goes looking for him. It's raining outside. Once again, there's this theme about the rain, okay? And before Laura finds him, you know, hiding behind a fucking, behind a fence, you know, in the mud, in the middle of a downpour, you know, in his suit, you know, his funeral suit, you know, he talks to us and he tells us that, you know, he understands a lot more now why Laura dumped him, why she left him for the other guy, because he wasn't being a good enough boyfriend. Okay, he never committed to her. Now, we didn't see any of this, okay? And when the movie begins is right when she's breaking up with him. So we never saw what they were like when they were together and then we were happy. We see like a couple of, you know, montages, you know, of a few seconds here and a few seconds there, but we don't really see what it was like, what their relationship was like. All we're going off of is what he says about it. But he tells us that, hey, you know, I could have been a better boyfriend. You know, I always had my options open. You know, I always had one foot out the door the entire time I was with her. You know, yes, I was with her, I was committed to her, but the bottom line is, you know, if someone else better came along, I would have gone with someone better. And he did. He actually cheated on her, but then, you know, he ended that relationship when he found out the girl he cheated on her with was psycho, okay? Her name was Rosie, okay? And she had multiple orgasms, which was why he cheated on her, but then he realized that she was a fucking basket case, worse so than his own girlfriend. So he apologized to her, and he said he'd never do it again, and he ended things with that woman. None of this happened in the movie, but it did happen in the book. That's why I'm bringing it up, because they never showed us that girl, okay? But yeah, he made a lot of mistakes. okay, and he was legitimately sorry for him, okay. But the entire movie, he's kind of been kicked in the ass with life, not all the time, but he has been kicked in the ass. He's had this guy, this guy that his girlfriend was cheating on him with, like, when he found out that it was their upstairs neighbor. All of a sudden, all the floodgates just opened up. Okay, and all the, oh my God, how come I didn't see it? How come I didn't pay attention to it? You didn't see it because you didn't want to see it. Okay, and that's pretty realistic. He didn't want to think that his girlfriend would leave him for another guy. He didn't want to go there. Your mind doesn't want to go there, because if you start going there, guess what? Then you start checking up. You're gonna start checking her phone. You're gonna start calling people to find out where she is. You're not gonna, you're gonna second guess everything that she says. You're gonna become what they call controlling. Okay, and then she's gonna fucking cheat on you anyway, just out of spite. But then if you don't do anything, if you trust her at her word, okay, that's when you're gonna fucking come home and find a fucking Big Dick Richie fucking her, okay? And you're gonna be like totally blindsided by that. What the fuck? I didn't see how you did it. You see what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword either way. It's a double-edged sword either way, okay? So yeah, he wasn't good. He wasn't there for her, okay? The way that she wanted him there. Now it's her fault too. She should have fucking told him, hey, listen, Rob, this isn't working out with me. I'm not happy here, okay? I need to know that you're committed to us, and I need us to know that we're going somewhere. We're both going somewhere, because you seem to be doing your own thing, and I'm just like a roommate, basically, So they should have that, but she didn't do that either, okay? So it's her fault, too, She didn't tell him that she was sleeping with the other guy. She says she didn't fuck him, but come on. Are you really that fucking stupid? Are you really that fucking stupid? Okay? Okay, but anyway, she says she didn't sleep with a guy, but yeah, of course she did. Of course she did, all right? So yeah, so that's she could have been more honest, but she wasn't. Okay, so she had the affair with the other guy. She left Rob for the other guy. He went through his top 5 list of worst breaks he had. He tracked them all down. He wanted some sort of absolve. He wanted to absolve himself of all those relationships, and he did in one way or another. Okay, and now he's working with Laura again. He actually fucked another girl, Marie DeSalle, played by Lisa Bonet, but that went nowhere because he didn't want to see her again. Not because he didn't like her or anything, but because he's still focused on Laura. He still has feelings for Laura. He's still hoping she'll come back. I do not understand why. I mean, I know what it's like to want that, but to want your ex-girlfriend to come back, to miss her, I do know what that's like. That is a very realistic thing, but I never acted on that. Okay, Rob acts on it. He blows up her phone. He stalks her at her new boyfriend's apartment where she's living now. He's fucking calling her all the fucking time. He's checking up on her. He's always telling her, hey, this guy doesn't love you the way I do, the way I will. He's doing all this. I've never done that shit. Okay, so even though I felt that way, I've wanted girls that dump me to come back to me, I never acted on it. And that's the important thing. I never acted on it. Okay? Well, Rob does act on it. Okay? And that's called stalkish behavior. Okay? That's not good. You don't want to do that either. Okay? You gotta sometimes you gotta just take the fucking L, and suck it up until someone better comes along. That's what you gotta do. That's just what you got. It's called being a man. All right? And Rob has difficulties with that. Okay? So anyway, he's there in the rain hiding in case she finds him there. She says, hey, you're an idiot, get in the car, And then she tells him that because she's so upset that her father died, she feels so fucking terrible. I guess she was very close to her dad. She feels so fucking terrible about it. She doesn't want to feel this anxiety anymore. She doesn't want to feel this sadness anymore. Okay? So she wants to have sex with him. And she says that, okay, would you like to have sex with me? Like, who the fuck does that in real life? Nobody does that in real life. Hey, listen, do you want to fuck? It's more realistic, okay? He, of course, agrees to it because, okay, yeah, I'll do it, sure, I'm here, despite the fact that he's covered in mud and his whole suit is wet. He had no umbrella in the rain. Like I said, he was hiding in the fucking mud, okay? He's covered in mud. He's covered in rain. She still fucking takes off her fucking undies. She had a skirt on, okay, because she knew this was going to happen, and she fucks him right there, okay? Which I guess would be considered nuanced or something, or kind of cool. Yeah, but I've already seen it before. There was a movie with Christy Swanson and Charlie Sheen where he was in a getaway car driving, and the cops were chasing him, and his hostage was Korean. She just got on his lap and rode him while he was driving. I mean, that was stupid. I've already seen it before. I've never done that position, especially not when I was driving. Okay, but whatever. I guess I'm just not cultured enough. All right, I've done some other shit, but nothing like that. Okay, I never wanted to. Not because I couldn't have. I'm thinking about a girl right now that wanted that, and I was like, no, I don't want to do it. Okay, because yeah, it's okay for a guy to say no. Yes, it is. All right. So anyway, so that's going on, and they have sex. All right, and so he's thinking it's actually kind of scary. I think that Laura's kind of scary that she would want to have sex with him, despite the fact that she's already living with her new boyfriend, and all that. He actually tells her that. He's like, hey, listen, she kisses him and everything. She tells him, he says, oh, what about Ian? And she's like, oh, Ian is a disaster. Okay, so she made a bad choice with Ian. Okay, and she did fuck Ian. Okay, even if she didn't do it when she left, she did it afterwards. She admitted to that. Okay. Now, something that's different about the movie than in the book. In the book, he asked her, well, did you wear a condom with Ian? And she's like, no. And he's like, well, then, I don't think this is going to happen. Well, it did happen. They did end up having sex. But he did point out to her that you fucking slutty fucking bitch. You had sex with another man. You did not wear a fucking condom, and now you want to have sex with me? What the fuck, you cunt? And she admits it. She's like, oh, you're right. You're right. That's a good question. You're right. You have every right to ask me that question. Now I feel like a total slut now. Well, good. You should feel like one. You should feel like one. All right? Anyway, so yeah, so that actually happened, but it didn't happen in the movie, so just go with it. All right? Like, hey, this movie's not perfect, but it's damn good. All right? So she fucks him, okay, and then she kisses him, okay? She's on top of him, bro. He didn't do anything. He just sat there and she rode the whole thing. I love those kind of sexual. I love the position. I just never done it in a car like that. But I like the position. I've been ridden before. Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's fun. You just lay back and enjoy the ride, what the fuck? But anyway, she does all the work, okay, for a change. Okay? But anyway, so... so it doesn't seem so... And she says, like, hey, it doesn't seem so long ago that I used to look at you this way. So she's starting to remember, hey, this was a normal thing when they were together. They used to have sex all the time, So anyway, they drive back to her house, okay, where the funeral's still going on, and you see her mom peek out the door, and she sees that her daughter is in the car with Rob, and she's kind of happy about it. You can tell that she really liked Rob, and she thought Rob was good for her daughter. So she's not upset or anything that Laura left the funeral, just abruptly left the funeral when she sees that her daughter came back with Rob, okay? So they drive back, okay, and Laura says, I'm too tired. She says, I'm too tired to not be with you anymore. Which means that I think she honestly does love him despite what she did. I think she does love him, okay? It's just that, she was so fucking pissed off at him for not being a good enough boyfriend that she needed to fucking leave him to see if she still had legitimate feelings for him. Because now she's got a new guy in her life, And, the truth is that she still has feelings for Rob. She still loves him. Despite the fact that she was boning this other guy while they were together, despite all that, she still has feelings for Rob. And I know what that's like, too. I mean, this has happened to me before. I've had women cheat on me, okay, with another guy only for them to come back to me begging for my forgiveness, and stuff. I've had that happen in my life before. It has, because what we had, was a lot more than just that, okay, because, yeah, superficial wise, the guy might have more money than me. He might be better looking than me. He might be smarter than me or whatever. But if he doesn't have that connection, that chemistry, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. If you've got chemistry with someone, if you've got a good rapport, if you have a good, intimate relationship, not just sexual, but intellectual, emotional relationship, where you guys just fit together pretty well, that's going to trump everything else. It really is, okay? Why do you think women fall in love with fucking broke-ass motherfuckers, okay? You know why they do? Because they have a connection with those guys. They have an intimate connection with the guy. You can't put a price on that. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Yeah, she'll cheat on you with a rich guy, with a better-looking guy, But if she doesn't have an emotional connection with that guy, she's going to come back to you. She will. And if you're a dumb fuck, you'll take her back, okay? Now, I have taken back girls like that, okay, that fucked me over, then they begged my forgiveness and they wanted to come back with me, okay? And I have fucking, well, should I say that I took them back? Well, officially I did, but realistically, no. I took them back. I let them think I wanted them back, but the truth is I didn't. Okay, I just wanted to pop another nut and rub that in the other guy's face, and then I got rid of them. And then they found me with another girl. Yes, it sucks, but you know what? It's the fucking truth. It's the fucking truth, okay? You can be over there and be all judgmental and shit, Well, if you're talking from the girl, she's the one that cheated first, okay? So fuck you. And second of all, two wrongs don't make a right. Of course they don't. But you know what they do make? They make a fucking even. They make a fucking even. Yeah. How do you like it for a change? Yeah. All you liberated women, who think, oh, yeah, I'll just fuck around with my husband. I'll fuck around with my boyfriend. All I want. He ain't going to find out. I can do it because I'm a strong, independent woman. Yeah, until you fucking find him with another girl better looking than you. Yeah. What are you going to do then? Exactly. Yeah. You probably, if he's a smart guy, he may just sign a fucking prenup too. But anyway, we're not talking about that. Moving right along. So Laura's too tired. She says that she's too tired not to be with Rob anymore. Okay, so Rob says well, so if we had more energy, you're saying that if we had more energy, we would stay split up. But since you're wiped out right now, you want us to get back together? Is that it? And she says, yeah. So she's tired of fighting the fact that she's still in love with Rob, is basically what she's trying to say. Okay? He's like, well, what about Ian? She's like, Ray, because she doesn't call him Ian, she calls him Ray. That was the name they called him. That's why he didn't know who the guy was that she was boning initially, because he knew that she didn't know anyone named Ian. And then he found out their upstairs neighbor's name was Ray, Ian Raymond, and everyone called him Ray. Once he figured that out, he realized that she'd been boning their upstairs neighbor the whole time. And what really sucks about it is that apparently he's really good in bed, because they used to hear him fucking all these girls upstairs while they were in bed reading. So like that was just twisting the knife right there, you know. But anyway, so moving right along. So that's going on here. She says, like, you know, she wants to get back together. Okay, Ray's a disaster, and she's like, I know it's not very romantic, Rob, but there will be romance again. I'm pretty sure at some stage. I'm sure. He's like, so that's it. And she's like, you know, like he's just like, well, so that's it because you decided. Now all of a sudden we're back together. Like all the fucking shit you put me through, all the sleepless nights I had, the anxiety attacks, you know, all the instances of fucking of self-doubt, you know, reliving all my horrible breakups in the past to figure out why this one went so bad. You know, all that fucking shit that you put me through. Now in just one sentence, boom, all that's supposed to just go away because you want me back? Like you never even asked me if I wanted you back. You know, you're just going with this, oh, I want you back, so we're back together. Like, get the fuck out of here. The arrogance of this woman. What the fuck? You think you're the only person in the world with a fucking pussy? Do you really think that? Oh my God. That's not how relationships work, okay? She needs to check herself before she wrecks herself. As the kids say today, I think, or maybe it's another chick. Who cares? Anyway, but basically Rob's like, so that's it? You just decided we're back together and that means we're back together? No, it ain't, okay? It ain't. But Laura says like, well, you made it clear that you want me back. I was like, well, did he make that clear? I mean, yeah, he screamed that shit on the phone when she was upstairs with her boyfriend. You know, he does not understand you the way I do. He will never love you the way that I do. He does not love you as much as I love you. You know, that kind of bullshit, you know, he did. But that doesn't mean that he's ready to take her back, okay? She just assumed it, okay? He's had time to reflect on the relationship as well, you know? She's like, well, we can talk about it later if you want. Okay, right now, I just want to go home with you. Okay? Now, if that had been me, I would be like, actually, your home's right over there. Okay? Remember, bitch, when you told me it wasn't our home anymore, you said it was my home. You distinctly said it was my home. Not our home, not your home, my home. Okay? Your home is over there now. Okay? My home is back in the city, not here in Evanston. Okay? That's what I would have said. But Rob, I guess, is more forgiving than I am. Let me tell you something. This guy's a gem. Yes, he's not a perfect human being. He's a flawed human being. And maybe you can make the argument that he's a shitty boyfriend. I'll make that argument as well. You know, he's not a perfect boyfriend. But he's a lot better than most. He really is. Okay? He's a lot better than most. Okay? And you women know that. Okay? If you watch this movie all the way through, despite all the shit he's done, okay, you've dated guys that were worse than him. You know, I've known guys that are a lot worse. Fuck, I'm worse than him. Holy shit. But at least I relate to this guy. You know, so yeah, you know, and like me, so personally, I would not have taken her back. She would have thought I took her back, but I would not have taken her back. You know. Anyway, but yeah, that's just me though. Okay, so that's going on. Okay, and so he's like, okay, yeah, you can come back. Yeah, you can come back to our home. That's fine. I'm just a dumb, stupid man. I'll just do whatever the fuck you say. Absolutely, yeah. I'll forget about the whole thing that you were fucking our upstairs neighbor the whole fucking time. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, see, that's not real. That part's not realistic, okay? But I do understand he's still in love with her. And if that was, like I said, if it was me, despite the fact that I'm still in love with this woman, despite the fact that I want her back emotionally, I know better than to take her back. Okay, I know better than to take her back. So I wouldn't. No. Like I said, I'll make her think I'd take her back, but honestly, I would not take her back, all right? She'll think I took her back. That's it. All right. But yeah, that's not Rob, though. He's a lot better than me. Okay. So like I said, I wouldn't have done it. So anyway, so Rob breaks the fourth wall. Okay. Now he's in a diner and he's talking to us. He's talking to the camera. It's not raining anymore. He's not at night anymore. He's not in the car with Laura anymore. Okay. And he's like, and so we got back together and everything was great. And you're thinking they're going to roll the credits right there. But no, there's still a third act that has to happen in this movie. Okay. And he tells her that she moved in all her stuff back. She moved all her stuff back into our apartment. And here's the killer thing. You remember when she moved out, she had to keep coming back to the apartment to grab more stuff. Remember, she kept calling, hey, listen, I need to be at the apartment. Make sure you're not there. And then she would surprise him and grab, and he'd come home and she'd be there, to pick up some more stuff. It took her like a lot of phases. She had to keep coming back to the apartment over and over again to get her stuff. But when she moves back in, she moves back in all at once. All her shit, just like that. So that's telling you something. She was testing the waters. Okay, she was dumping him for another guy, but she wanted to see how she really felt about him. Did she really feel like I can't live without this guy? Or, is this my last chance to fucking get the fuck out of this relationship? I think that's what was going on with her. And that's why she didn't pull everything at once, because she didn't leave all of it. Most of her stuff she left right away, but she had to keep coming back and test the waters, and grab her stuff. Keep grabbing her stuff little by little, okay? Well, now she decided she wants him back. She moved everything back at once. She moved it all back at once. And I think there's some daddy issues here. Okay, her dad, more than likely, because she's close to him, her dad probably took care of her a lot, and financially, emotionally, all that kind of things. And now that he's gone, she's going to rely on Rob to take care of her. Okay, she's going to rely on Rob to take care of her. And since he doesn't really want to grow up, or he hasn't shown any example of growing up yet, he still wants to do his own fucking thing, she's going to help him grow up. Okay, which, hey, let me tell you something. I've been in those relationships too, okay? I've dated women that were a lot more well-educated than I am, okay, made a lot more money, and did a lot more important things in the world than I did, okay? And yeah, I learned from them as well, So yeah, if they want to teach them something, absolutely. Absolutely. As long as you're taking care of the important things in a relationship, you're fine. Okay, so she wants to help him grow up. Because she's decided, hey, listen, I might this plane might crash, but I'm well beyond fucking jumping off, okay? I'm going to fucking help him steer it, okay? And hopefully it won't crash, all right? Basically is what she's decided, okay? So she's more committed than he is, all right? But then again, this is all superficious, because I would never would have taken her back. Anyway, so we see this montage of her unpacking all of her shit, the dinner dates, the fucking, yeah, they're doing, or making love, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They're doing all that stuff again. Me personally, before I made love to her again, I would not, I would have fucking, that blue stuff they have at the barber shop that they put the combs in? Okay, well, you get like a human-sized tank of that, you'd have to fucking soak her in there for at least a good fucking 3 hours before I would ever fucking touch that fucking nasty-ass pussy again, okay? But anyway, that's just me, okay? So that going on. He tells us that they talked about the future, which they had never really done before. They talked about important stuff, about issues and things like that, which is realistic. Okay, there's this cute scene where they're out there shopping for records outdoors, and he tells her, "How the hell can you like Simon and Garfunkel and Marvin Gaye? Okay, that's like in the Israelis and the Palestinians at the same time, And she's like, "No, it's not. Okay, these guys make pop. They make pop songs, make pop records." And Rob's like, "No, made in the past tense, made." Okay, Marvin Gaye's dad killed him, which is true. Yeah, Marvin Gaye's dad did kill him. Now, for those of you who don't know Marvin Gaye, you kids out there that don't know Marvin Gaye is, he had a lot of hit songs. My favorite one is "Got to Give It Up." Got to give it up. I used to go out and party. Okay, yeah, that one. You know the song. Got to give it up. But yeah, he was a famous Motown guy. And then his dad always hated him. His dad was always jealous of him. And since Marvin Gaye was such a talented singer and musician, he surpassed his dad in achievements. They got into an argument over drugs because Marvin Gaye was a drug addict. Okay, and he got in his dad's face, and his dad decided to go walk up to his room and came back with his fucking 9mm, and he blew his son away. He went to jail for a little while, then he got right out. Okay, like he wasn't really seriously charged. Okay, yeah, man, that's just like, yeah, can you believe that happened? But it happened in real life. Yeah, killed a great musical legend, Marvin Gaye. Yeah, died. His father fucking killed him. Unbelievable. Okay, and he had a lot of hit songs too. But anyway, so that's going on here. All right. Later on, he tells Laura. He says like "Let's Get It On." That's another Marvin Gaye song. So "Let's Get It On." All right. He tells Laura, goes, "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye. That song is responsible for our whole relationship. And she says, "Oh, and I want to have a word with him. You dumb bitch. He just fucking told you he died." Okay. Anyway, sorry. I know, that's just petty. Okay, so anyway, so he breaks the fourth wall again, and he says, you could say that our relationship was everything that I wanted. Really? Okay? And he's talking to her about Marvin Gaye again, like I said, the whole thing. Let's get it on. All right? Then he breaks the fourth wall again and says, it's everything that I ever could have wanted. Laura and me, it's everything I ever could have wanted. Except this. Yeah, Trouble in Paradise again. All right, so Rob's brooding at the store like he always does, even though his girlfriend came back to him. The girlfriend's been bitching to us about the whole fucking movie. Came back to him. He's sitting there all depressed and melancholy like he always, I'm telling you, okay, he was this way before Laura ever dumped him, okay? All of a sudden he's there and he's playing this band called Stereo Lab. I never heard of them, but he's listening to it in the shop because he controls the music in his own store. And this hot ass girl comes in the store, okay? And she says her name's Caroline. And she says like, is this Stereo Lab? He's like, why, yes, it is. And he looks at her and okay, and she's a beautiful woman, okay? Her name is Caroline. She is played by Natasha Gregson Wagner. Now, who is that? Okay, Natasha Gregson Wagner, okay, is the daughter of Natalie Wood. And Robert Wagner, okay? Now, Robert Wagner, her dad, to me, I know he's been in a lot of fucking shit. He had a couple of TVs. The only thing I remember him from was there's a show I used to watch called Heart to Heart when I was a fucking little kid, okay? I watched it with my uncle, okay? Heart to Heart. It was him and Stephanie Powers. They were a married couple and they solved a bunch of crimes. And they had a fucking chauffeur, a valet, but played by Lionel Stander, who played Max. Like, hey, I'm Max. Hey, I work for Mr. Hot. And it's his beautiful wife. He's this short little fucking ugly motherfucker who always wears the valet cap on, you know. And I guess they solved crimes. I was very young when this show came out. I watched it with my uncle. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I remember it was Robert Wagner, okay? And yes, he was married to Natalie Wood twice, actually. He was married to her once, and then she cheated on him with Elvis, and then she cheated on him with Warren Beatty, okay? Yeah, okay, Natalie Wood, okay, you gotta remember, Natalie Wood was a fucking, her mom pimped her out to start off her acting career. Her mom forced her into showbiz. Her mom pimped her out to casting directors, producers, directors, agents, all sorts of, he pimped her out. I think she got that job, Miracle on 34th Street when she was a little girl, okay? It's because her mom fucking pimped her out. Okay, absolutely. So she grew up with a terrible idea of what sex was. So by the time she was a fucking preteen, she was basically just fucking everybody on the set. She fucked her co-stars. She fucked gay guys. She fucked Elvis. Okay, she was basically fucked everybody. But she had some favorites. Okay, and one of them was Robert Wagner. Okay, she got serious with him, and then she cheated on him again. Whatever, broke his heart, and then she started fucking other people. Like I said, Warren Beatty, Warren Beatty in particular. Okay. She was always doing off again, on again with Warren. She actually wanted to get serious with Warren, but Warren Beatty was too much of a fucking cunt hound, if you know what I mean. He was just fucking women all left and right all over Hollywood. Warren Beatty was a motherfucker, okay? Him and Robert Evans used to have a contest who could fuck the most women in Hollywood because he was a producer and Warren Beatty was a movie star, okay? Yeah, and he got his job because his sister. Okay, that's his sister. What the fuck's her name? Shirley MacLaine. That's Warren Beatty's sister. Okay, she's the one that got him all his acting jobs, and he fucked all of her friends. And he's still doing it today, I think. But anyway, or maybe he's too old. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So that was going on here. So she is the daughter of Hollywood royalty, Robert Wagner and Natalie Wood. Okay, so we will get into her in the next video. Okay, so I thank you very much for watching this long, and I will see you soon on the next one. Bye.